have a lot of these wonderful poems and poetries that we remember and that we celebrate all the time. Some of them overlap with the global trends of poem writing, but some of them very intrinsic to India. We are sitting in Ireland, so I was thinking, as a very young person, we used to be really admire and see its resonance in other cultures, other poems, and that was this. I think we look before and after and pine for what is not. I think it was Shelley, or I think, right, something like that. And in Indian version of it was from an Indian poet who kind of said similar things in a different context, and it was viyogi hoga pehla kabhi aah se nikla hoga gaan. How the poetry emerges out of your own sorrows, own feeling of what has remained.
My favourite poem is Poppies in July by Sylvia Plath. I don't really know why it's my favourite poem in terms of the fact that it's quite dark, but I feel like it's something that's always kind of like resonated with me just because of the like imagery and things like that. Not that I had any violence in my life, but I think it's so emotional that it like draws you in, and no matter how many times you read it, you'll find something new from it. Like I even got a tattoo of it here and things like that. And that is just because every time you read it, there's something new from it. So I think that's why it's my favourite.
Favorite poems, I guess. One's in German, one's in English. The German one is by Goethe. It's called Der Erlkönig. It's a beautiful, sad story about a father riding on a horse with his very sick son, trying to take him to the doctor, and he dies. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Look it up.
I think poetry is very important because you don't have that much time to read big, long fictions. And poetry gives you everything in a small little capsule, so it's very, very important, I think. And I love reading poetries. I had an ambition of writing poetries at one point of time, which remained unfulfilled.
You have time.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I think I will bring from India, and as a teacher I would be more prosaic and say that, one of my favorite lines were, they were from Atli Sharan Gupta, one of the modern Indian poets. At one point of time he was even identified as a national poet, if I'm not mistaken. And it said, Narho na nirash karo man ko, kuch kaam karo, jag mein reh kar kuch naam karo, which was like, you born as a human being, do not ever get disappointed, keep going. That's something that is inspirational.